Well, first of all, what are your thoughts on the significance of these polls as they went? Obviously, they've been generally been applauded in terms of the quality of the elections. What are your thoughts on the significance of what we've seen so far, more so because we still have another 2 elections to go?
Well, I think clearly Nigeria, typical of us, we pull back from the brink of what happened on April 2nd. And Professor Jega and the INEC team, and credit to President Jonathan as well, delivered, I think, the first step in the process of democratic deepening in Nigeria. It portends well for our democratic process. We had free, fair, credible elections. The parliament will be more balanced. The ruling PDP has effectively been chastised somewhat by the Nigerian people, especially in the southwest. But they retain what looks like a very narrow majority coming out of the elections. And we're going to have a virile and strong opposition. So, yeah, it's a significant step forward. We hope that we can, the remaining 2 sets of elections will go as well, if not better than the one that we just had.
But we'll talk about the implications of the PDP's loss of seats on the National Assembly. But first of all, like I did mention earlier, it's just round 1 of 3. What are your expectations for the rest of this process? Because we do know that this process was fraught with problems going into it.
In the end, it looks like it was a good thing that INEC had the first abortive run on April 2nd. By Saturday, they had sorted out much of the problems. The officials got to the venues earlier. They had anticipated a bit more of the logistical challenges. I think it can only get better. I know that desperate politicians will attempt to look for new avenues to subvert the will of the people or impose their will. But I think that INEC and the processes are designed and the enthusiasm of the Nigerian people. Clearly, next week for the presidential, we should have a larger turnout. And I hope that things will go better. I do think that it's unlikely that any of the remaining elections will be worse than the one we had.
And very quickly, like I mentioned, what's the significance of the loss of PDP seats for you, especially for businesses? We do know that several laws are still in Parliament waiting to be passed. What does this signify going forward? For
I suspect that the present Parliament will try to pass as many of the outstanding legislation in the month of May after the elections before they go out of Parliament. But going forward, what it means, and I think is only good for the system, is that the president would have to sell his policies to the parliament, would have to act across party lines, would have to develop national consensus around policies. Because now, if the PDP still retains its majority, I think it will, as the results are going, it's going to be a narrow majority. And therefore, it's frequently going to need support across party lines. And that, I think, may be good for our democracy as well.